are ready.
Good morning, everybody. We are excited for this series called Falling in Love. And this is just funny because I'm looking in the monitor, and if you think eye makeup doesn't make a difference, well, here you go. Yes, it does. So I'm going to do a look for you guys today. Let me go to my share screen and I'll show you. This is the look. It's called Pumpkin Spice because my husband turned on the heater this morning. It was like 44 up here, and I could see my breath when I walked the dog. So I figured it's pumpkin spice weather. So if you'll notice the colors that are on here, biscotti, candlelight, shiny penny, and burnished bronze. And so, yeah, it's a really, really good color combination. So I'm just going to demo it real quick, and then Teresa's going to share some of her favorite eye products to protect her peepers. One thing I do is I do use an eye primer, and I have that on already, and I also like a creamy base to my shadow. So this was not part of that look, but I like to just put a little bit of our Perfecting Concealer on my lid and pat that in. And so the first color I'm going to use, it doesn't say in this look exactly what order to use them, but I'm going to show you the order in which I'm going to use them. So the first color is Biscotti. Biscotti is, this is going to be weird because I'm kind of looking backwards here. I'll have to look into my own little mirror. Biscotti is a light matte color. And so I'm just going to put this on. I learned years ago from John Maxwell to use a base color all over your lid and up to your brow. Gosh, this is weird and backwards doing it. Teresa, have you done this in the monitor before? It's crazy.
Crazy, I know. Very weird.
Okay, so that's just a base matte color. And at my age of 56, if, you know, you can still use a shimmer, but I like to at least use one matte. I don't usually go all shimmer. So the next color I'm going to apply is the Candlelight, and that is a shimmer. Let me show that to you right here. Let's see. This is Candlelight right here. And what I'm going to do with that is I put that on my, I can't do it. I got to look in my mirror. I'm going to put that actually on the brow bone. Now I've got the Biscotti under my brow, but I'm going to put the Candlelight actually on the brow bone. It just warms it up a little bit. And then I'm going to use Lucky Penny, and it looks just like a Lucky Penny. It's right here. Okay, kind of a coppery color. Reminds me of our old Copper Glow. And this one, I'm going to put on my actual lid. I like that look. Again, this is just, I love these coppery colors because of the warmth. Plus, they look autumny. Okay, so far so good. And then the last color I'm going to add is Burnished Bronze. It is kind of a medium brown, but it is also has, what do we call them? It's not pearl. What is it? We've got the matte and what's the other? What is it? I still don't know what you said.
Is it called a shimmer? I think that, wait a minute.
It's not a pearl. I'm thinking of our lip glosses. Yeah, look it up for me, will you?
I will. I'm doing that.
And what I do with this one is I always take my accent color and I line along the lash line. And then I always make kind of a triangle out here. Again, I've got to do it with my mirror. I hope you guys can see me. It's almost like a pizza slice is what I call it. It's like a wedge. We used to call it a wedge or triangle, but I just call it a slice of pizza. And I'm going to bring a little bit of that up onto my brow bone. I'm going to take my blending brush and blend it all in.
It is called the shimmer, Susan.
It's just a shimmer. Okay.
Yeah.
Shimmy, shimmy, Cocoa Bop. Okay, then I'm going to take a little bit of that Burnished Bronze. I'm going to bring it under my lower lashes. Okay? Simple, good, pretty neutral, good everyday look. But you know me, I can't just be everyday. I got to throw in a little sass. And so I'm going to use the liquid eyeliner pen. And Teresa, the best tip you ever taught on here was doing the liner underneath here. And I know I can't do this backwards. Okay. So that's going to go not really on the wet tissue of my eye, but it's between the wet tissue and my lid. It's right.
Called tight lining.
Tight lining.
Yeah, they call it tight lining. And it really works the best with what Susan is using, which is the waterproof liquid eyeliner pen in intense black. It is just so perfect. And it makes the base of your lashes look so much thicker, makes your lashes look fuller, and you're basically just that where there's no flesh showing between each lash. It's just makes an amazing difference.
Yeah, because see, when you see the flesh, it looks kind of wonky. Now this week I did a double makeover with this gal and her daughter, and which, by the way, when I tell Reggie I have a double makeover, he goes, "She must be really ugly." Isn't that terrible? That's has been his classic joke for 20 years. He thinks he's so funny, a double makeover. But anyway, we did that with her because she had a very hooded lid, very kind of fleshy, full lid, you guys. And had we done a lot of liner the way we normally do, you wouldn't have seen it. So I taught her this tight lining. I didn't know that's what it was called. And that's all she needed. It gave her that look of a lined, thick lash, but because it's right down here and doesn't go really up onto her lid, you can still see her lid. Is that clear at all?
Well,
and then she smudged it in there. And I like to do that too. Like even with the liquid, I let it dry just for a few seconds, and then I can soften that still with my smudger brush, because I like it to look a little smooth and smoky. And you can do that with the liquid, is what I found. And then a lot of times just what's left on the brush is what I do underneath. Okay. Yep. Now out here, I went ahead and did a wing, and I'll do that and I'll finish up as Teresa talks. But just a quick little tip, I also have curled my lashes and I've used lash primer because I love that. But I watched a Lori Hogg video recently, and she was talking about using 2 of your mascaras. My favorite is Ultimate. And so I use it in black brown kind of as my base. And then once that dries, I add a little bit of the black. So it gives it that thick look of a dark brown, but the black makes them look longer. Okay? Any comments or questions on that? Any additions?
Looks gorgeous.
Thank you. And what I ended up doing is I just used, I think it's Rosy Nude cheek color, which Teresa and I were talking is one of our very favorites because Teresa called it a pinky gold, and I'm like, what? I think she means it's a warm and a cool, which means it's neutral. So it's a really good neutral. And just because of what I'm wearing today, I have on medium nude lip liner and Coral Bliss lipstick. So I will be ready for the Guerin football game. All right. So Teresa, why don't you take over? I'm going to finish up my lashes with my mascara. And why don't you tell us about some of your favorites?
Well, you know, all of them, you know, every eye product Mary Kay has, I think I use them all in some capacity or another. But the very first one, and, you know, that goes without saying, oil-free eye makeup remover, you guys. It is a bestseller. It may be our #1 bestseller. It is, I just told a client this morning, she's like, what else do I need? And I said, oil-free eye makeup remover. She said she doesn't remove her makeup at night because she has to get up, and she helps out with her parents, and she has to get up and get going really early in the morning. So she doesn't, she's like, and if I do, blah, blah, blah. So I said, no, you need oil-free eye makeup remover. This really is is an amazing product, and everybody needs that. Other eye products, of course, are hydrogel eye patches. I depuffed this morning. Oh my gosh, it just, I don't know, it's the best way to wake up as far as I'm concerned, because I wake up and, you know, I've got 12 things to do all at the same time, and if I can just slap these puppies underneath my eyes, and then I'm off to take care of the puppies. So the real puppies. So these are fabulous. These gel soothing, depuffing, amazing anti-aging hydrogel eye patches are the bomb. The other product that I love, even though these are very depuffing, I love the Indulge Soothing Eye Gel. It is like a nap in a jar, and you can actually put this in the refrigerator. Use your ring finger. You all have probably heard us talk before, and if you haven't, that area around your eye is 1/4 the thickness of the rest of the skin on your face, and so you really need to treat it very gently. That's why we show signs of aging very quickly in the eye area. And I think another mistake a lot of people use is they use whatever moisturizer they're using on their face, they use on their eyes. And that is not a good idea, because that causes puffiness. You know, that different type of hydration, you want something that is designed for the eye area to keep the puffiness away, but also hydrate at the same time. So Indulge Soothing Eye Mask, oh my gosh, anytime during the day. And if you have allergies and irritancy from, you know, from the weather, whatever, this will be your best friend. Fabulous stuff. As far as eye creams, for me, I mean, we have 3 different ones. We have a 3D eye cream, but for me, I love the Repair eye cream, the Voluform eye renewal cream, and the Timewise firming eye cream, and I use both of them. I use the Repair eye cream at night before I go to bed, and then in the morning after I've cleansed my face, then I use the Timewise during the day. You want to use an eye cream at least twice a day, and again, under the eye area, out to the side, and even on your lid. It will help keep down the crepiness. That's a creepy word for something we don't like, but it does happen.
Creepy.
And so creepy crepiness, we don't want that. So really it does. The firming, I love it during the day because it's a little thicker, and I put over top of it, going to my next most favorite product, is our eye primer. Girls, if you're not hooked on this stuff, get hooked on it, because I use it every day, all day, and I don't care whether I'm putting eye makeup on or not, or just today it wasn't much. I did a little mascara and a little tight line and a little concealer, but I use eye primer because it evens out my eye area. I had somebody one time say, "What eyeshadow are you wearing?" And I'm like, "None." She's like, "No." And I'm like, "Yes." It just gives you that even look that you want. And then when you do have eyeshadow, liners, whatever, it keeps everything in place all day long. So eye primer, love, love, love. The product that Susan just did her tight lining with, this waterproof, and we've had a liquid eyeliner pen for a couple of years, but they just replaced it with a waterproof liquid eyeliner pen in Intense Black. And it's a great liner. It's a great tight liner. As Susan's getting ready to show you, you haven't done your wing yet. You'll have to show them do your wing.
Well, I actually did do my wing. Let's do the speaker view here so you can see it. It's just out here. I wung it. I wung it. Yeah. And it's a little tricky to do one-handedly, which I was doing with my mirror. You don't want to pull, but if you can just position your finger there to kind of tense it just a little bit so that you can come all the way out just from your skinny line, just bring it out and wing it up a little or a lot, depending on the mood you're in. And if you'll forgive me for just 1 second, I wanted to tell one last tip. I tend to be pretty dark under my eyes. And so even though I use concealer under my foundation, when I'm completely finished, I got this tip from Lori, I will use my light beige concealer and my under eye corrector. I'll take just a dab of each of them on the back of my hand, then I'll mix them together with my concealer brush, and then I just pat over top and I swoop it out. Okay, and what that does, I'll do a little better job here in a second because I can't see, but I'm going to blend it a little better. But what this will do is clean up anything that had some fallout, which I don't know if you guys have noticed, but our Chroma Fusion eyeshadows, there's no fallout. There's the crumblies that we used to get with mineral powders are all but gone now, because it's a Chroma Fusion is a cream and a powder combined. And so, but even if you made a little goof or you want to clean up that wing, that's what I do right there. Okay. So I'll finish up and you keep talking.
Well, last but not least, and I preach this to consultants and to my customers as well, you will hit a certain age. It's going to be different for everybody, where you notice that hair starts growing in places you don't want it to grow, and it stops growing in places that you want it to grow. So just letting you know that that's going to happen to you, okay? And lash and brow serum will be your best friend. When this first came out, I'm like, okay, so yeah, I kind of noticed that my brows were shrinking, the incredible shrinking brow, and my lashes were seeming a little less thick. And I used this, but I used it whenever, sometimes I used it, sometimes I didn't, sometimes I use it 3 or 4 days in a row, then I'd forget, and then I'd stop using it. And I was like, nah, I don't really see a big difference. And then I said, I think I probably need to use it consistently. That's like my favorite word. If you don't do anything consistently, then you're not going to get results, whether it's things in your life, things in your makeup routine, whatever, skincare. So I put this with my toothbrushes, and then sounds like I need more than one toothbrush. I put it with my toothbrush, and it reminds me that at night when I brush my teeth, I need to use my lash and brow serum. And I use it religiously every single night. And you swipe it along your brow, your lash line after your face is clean, you're already done, you've wiped off any excess moisturizer off of your brows, and you swipe it along your lash line. And then I actually will get in the makeup mirror and do a really good job with my brows where I'm actually painting it, because if I'm right in front of the mirror, I really don't want to grow hair down here, and it will. Trust me, my brows, I have to really watch, because they will get a lot of new hair growth if you're doing this consistently, especially out towards the end. But I promise you that if you do it, you may go through one entire tube before you really start noticing a difference, which you're talking about maybe about 6 to 8 weeks. But then get another tube and keep going. And if I do get like lazy and skip a day or two or whatever, I notice a difference, a total difference. And I notice a difference when I'm back to it. My lashes are longer, they're thicker, my brows, I've actually got hair all the way down to where it's supposed to be. So lash and brow building serum, this stuff works.
You don't put it on your lower lashes, right? Did you say that?
No, you don't need to. I even called the company about it, because I was like, well, should I? Didn't say anything about it. They said just the natural blinking of your eyes will put enough on your lower lashes to help. And it does. I mean, the stuff really works.
Good to know.
I keep a huge inventory. I am not going to run out of that stuff. So, and I just keep telling my customers, and my customers who start on it, they're repeat clients for that, for sure. So,
well, that's my favorite. You're very good advertisement for that, because your brows are beautiful. And I'm like you. I'm like, oh, when I think about it, but I end up having to use a whole lot of pencil because it's gone. I don't know.
It makes a big difference. It makes a big difference.
Great.
Well,
thank you.
Well, thank you. Your eyes look gorgeous. Absolutely. I am so ready for fall, and a little pumpkin spice that just really warms things up, and that
pumpkin colors. Yeah. browns and golds and pumpkin and all that. So,
well, since we're talking about eyes today, let's just wrap it up with a real quick eye story. And Susan, I always love yours. So if you why are you in Mary Kay, and why do you do this? What made you decide that this is something you wanted to do?
I'm glad you asked because I was a pretty easy sell about Mary Kay because I loved the products, and I was single and I just wanted some extra mad money. I always called it my extra shoe money. And so I started for that very reason. I had a master's degree in speech language pathology, and I was working in a little small town called Fairfield, where Diane Vaughn is from. She's on this call with us tonight. And just decided to give it a go, seriously, just for some extra play money. And in the first year, my sales and team building had grown to the point where I had earned my first car. And I could just really start to see what could happen if I worked it the way I knew to work it. So here I am 32 years later. I met my husband through Mary Kay. His sister was my customer and referred me to him. So I tell him he was in my starter kit. And so it's brought me money and recognition, great self-esteem that I didn't even realize was missing until I looked back at the Susan of 1988 and thought, oh my goodness, she really needed what Mary Kay had to help her with her self-esteem. And then, of course, all the tax breaks and advantages, 16 or 17 career cars, and the ability to be my own boss. But the biggest thing for me was when my daughter at age 9 was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. And I was so grateful that I had that flexibility to take her to her doctor's appointments and help her stay caught up and just be there when she needed me the most. So you just never know what's down the road. When Mary Kay will mean the most to you, but that really hit home for me. I knew it was a wonderful thing. And I pray that nobody has that type of issue that they have to go through in their family, but just being able to call all the shots and work when, make hay when the sun shines, so that if there is stormy weather ahead, you have a business that will now take care of you because you worked it when you could. So that's why I love it.
What was your greatest fear when you started?
What people would think, that here I was with a master's degree. Why is she slinging skincare? And I had to really get over that. I realized God doesn't care what letters are behind your name. And I had a lot of them, had several degrees and certifications and all, but I just wasn't really happy doing that. Sometimes you have to do something to know you really shouldn't do it. Like Linda Tupenoy said, sometimes you got to marry a guy to find out who you shouldn't have married and then find the right one. And I think it could be the same way with a career. And and I was afraid that people would think I was pushy or wouldn't pick up the phone, because we didn't text back then. We didn't even have cell phones or internet. But I was afraid people would avoid me, feeling that I was being pushy. But I had to get past that too. I had a great product and service to offer people. And when I got out of myself and really started thinking about other people and what the products and the opportunity could do for them, the sky was the limit after that. So,
and for me right now, this is, I am so thankful to have an opportunity like Mary Kay that I can work from home. Even more so. I mean, I've been thankful for that for a long time, not having to get up early and go drive in rush hour traffic and go to a job where, I wasn't able to design my own life. They told me when I could go to the bathroom and when I could take a vacation and when I had to come in and when I could go home. And I've been thankful for that for forever. But the big thing now with 2020 and all of the challenges that we've had to face, I am so grateful for this company that really is resistant. You know, our products, we've got something for everybody, and every age, and something that everybody needs, even more so because self-care and pampering is huge right now. People need to take care of their skin. They need to feel good about themselves. People are having problems with their skin because of the masks. So, you know, we've got something to offer to everybody. And here we are on a Saturday morning at 10:26 a.m. and we're sharing products. You know, we're sharing what we love. We're sharing our business, and you know, just passing it on, as Mary Kay would say. And I love the fact that we can work this however it works for us, whatever stage in our life. And Susan and I have been through single, babies, you know, challenges, exactly, everything. And we're able to adjust it. We can adjust our hours, we can adjust our time, you know, and we can work it when it works for us, not when it works for somebody else. And in the double facial that Susan was talking about, she did that. Did they come to you, or did you do that online?
They came to me. She called me, texted me the night before. I said, how about tomorrow at 11? They came, it's a couple $100, just like that.
Yep, easy. Hanging out, a cup of coffee, sharing skincare, you know, talking to the girls. I mean, you know, it's just a blessing. And I'm thankful to Mary Kay that, you know, in 1963, she had a vision to start a company that would make a difference for women. And it has in my life, it has in Susan's life. And, you know, if you're listening to this and you've got questions, you want to know a little bit more about what we do and why we love what we do, and the holidays are coming up, my gosh, this is such a great time to start a Mary Kay business. And Mary Kay's opened some special doors that through the end of the year that you can really get some a great business kit, an e-start, and some promotions that the company's running to help us even more. It's a good time. So make sure that you ask questions so you've got everything that you need to know to make an informed decision about the business. And if it's not for you, then pass it on. You know, you might have a girlfriend or a neighbor or a family member who's looking for something more in her life. If it's more money, if it's a different career, if it's girlfriends, self-esteem, whatever. Mary Kay's got something for everybody. So guys, thanks for being with us this morning and hanging out with us. And Susan, you look like you need to go someplace besides a football game. You better take some business cards. Sure.
Well, we're going to go to Homerama tonight. That's always kind of fun. I'm going to make Reggie take me on a date. So I will spray this look with makeup finishing spray, and I'm good. I'm set till bedtime. Thanks, you guys. Enjoy this gorgeous weekend. It's gorgeous here.
Thanks for being with us.
Talk to you soon. Bye.